Welcome back, Probies. It's time for another indie game break. This week, we're going to be checking out The Cabin Factory. This is another Anomaly-style horror game where you go in and you're looking for an anomaly, but this one is a little different. You're not looking for things that have changed, you're looking for things that are moving. So, let's get started. So, we're going to play Cabin Factory, and we're playing random mode because I've already beaten the storyline. So, we're just going to be doing random, which means that the anomalies that show up won't be in storyline order. They'll just be in whatever order it decides to throw at us. Oh, and if you go into options and go to gameplay, I suggest you turn on jump scares. You awake now, Probies? Alright, let's get started. So, I don't know about you, but any horror game where you get infinite sprint, it always gets me wondering what's going to be chasing me. So, with this game, as you can see, you've got a cabin that comes along the conveyor belts, and you're going to go in, and as the instruction sheet says, if it's haunted, you get your butt out of there and you slam on the danger button. But if it's safe, you slam on the clear button and it's all good. And as they also say, any movement means that the cabin is haunted. If nothing is moving, then it's not haunted. So, let's jump into our first cabin. And I love the way it gets darker when you step onto the porch and you can hear the wind blowing. It's just such a nice touch. And the radio playing.
A fire that burned a family alive took place in an isolated cabin in the woods. 2 bodies were found calcinated on Sunday evening after 3 hikers noticed a huge column of smoke and immediately called 911. When emergency crews arrived just minutes later, the flames were still burning. According to our sources, a family of 4 lived in the cabin, a mother, a father, and their 2 children. The police confirmed the bodies found on the scene belonged to the parents. The 2 children, a 10-year-old little girl and her 6-year-old brother, have not yet been found in the surrounding areas. The chief of the fire department announced the search operation will continue and said she has hopes of finding them alive. It is still unclear how the parents got trapped inside their own cabin, but the police have found clues that may indicate the fire was intentional. A criminal investigation is ongoing.
As I was saying, the radio playing doesn't count as an anomaly. So, for that one, we can hit the all clear button. And now we move on to the next cabin. And yes, I always check that portrait before I go in. I like to take a look in the window because that way you can kind of get an idea what you're dealing with. Come on, run. You may have briefly seen Papa come running around the corner of the cabin and come chasing after us. So, this one is no bueno. We are going to slam on the danger button. And next cabin. Take a peek inside and see if we can spot anything. So far, so good. Mama stays in her portrait. I have such trust issues with that portrait. Nothing moving over here. And we'll go upstairs. Oh, there we go. As you can see, the frog stuffy is growing. I've never stayed long enough to see what happens if you just stick around and let it keep growing. I don't know if it has a maximum size that it grows to. Oh, seems that it does. Oh, and then it starts shrinking again. Interesting. First time I stuck around to watch that. So that's an example of an anomaly that is perfectly harmless. Not all of the anomalies are harmless, as you can probably imagine. I'm sure it's not a spoiler alert to say that. So we're gonna take another peek inside and check out that portrait. Okay, no motion so far. No motion here. And yes, if you feel like her eyes are following you, I always feel like that when I'm watching that portrait. Do we see any motion over here? Nope. And so far Mom is staying in her portrait, thank goodness. And, oh. Hi, Papa. You can just stop watching. So, that one's another harmless anomaly, but it's still an anomaly, so. Let's take a look in the window. Oh, right. So, the inside of the cabin will sometimes change. So, for example, this one, everything is upside down. But that doesn't count as an anomaly because nothing is moving. All you have to worry about is if there's actually movement. So in this case, there's no movement. So we can just head out. And we can hit the all clear button. And all that happens if you hit the wrong button... Oh, bloody frickin'... Oh, the stuffed animals. All that happens if you get it wrong is you basically go back to having none of the lights lit up. So you're basically back to square one as far as your getting it correct streak goes. Okay, this is gonna go one of two ways. Either everybody is gonna stay put, or I'm going to want to run screaming from the room. I'm hoping this is the everyone's going to stay put. Oh good, this is the everyone stay put one. Wonderful. When I was little, I used to... For some reason, I had this feeling that if I didn't put my stuffed animals away in the closet before I went to bed, they would come alive and attack me in the night. So, stuffed animals still sometimes creep me out a little, especially in a horror context. So let's see, so far, nothing is immediately getting my attention. I would love to burn that freaking portrait. No movement here. So, ma'am, stay in your portrait, please. Thank you. No motion here. Stay in your portrait, please. So we're gonna go upstairs. Ah, okay. I know which one we're dealing with. as you can see, there's a door over there that you need to walk through. So this kind of ties into that message we heard over the radio earlier. And we're back to reality, so to speak. So that one, definitely an anomaly. So definitely danger. And next we have... Okay, nothing catching my eye. No movement over here. No movement from the freaking portrait. No movement over here. Okay. Oh, hi. Does almost look like she's hanging from her ankles. That would be a rather unpleasant punishment. But nothing is moving, so we can hit all clear. And you get your shower of victory balloons. And the nightmare fuel smile. Trying to remember if this is the one. Okay, I don't think there's anything. I mean, aside from that creepy smile, I don't think there's technically anything wrong with that portrait. And then I don't think it's an anomaly. Is it creepy AF? Yes. Is it an anomaly? Well, technically there's no motion, so strictly speaking, it is all clear. I have to say, this game does a really great job on the atmosphere. Just with the way everything goes darker when you step onto the porch. And just the atmosphere in general is really good, really well done. And this game is about $3.50 Canadian. So if you're gaming on a budget, absolutely a solid choice. Oh, this one. So you remember how the little boy was not downstairs in the rocking chair before? Guess who's now sitting in the rocking chair? And this anomaly is not one of the harmless ones. You don't want to get too close. Some of the anomalies, it's fine if you get closer to them, but others you want to keep your distance. So, not seeing anything so far through the window. Not seeing anything at first. Stepping in. No motion here. No motion there. Ma'am had better Okay. I know this one. Don't worry about the effing portrait. worry about the creepy child singing. And seeing as there was motion, it counts as an anomaly, and we slam on the danger button. You just have to pay attention to everything, because there are a couple of the anomalies that are more subtle. But so far, I think we're good. Alright, I think this one is clear. Nope. So that creepy little giggle was the little girl, and she will actually chase you, and you do not want to be caught. That is not a harmless anomaly. So, do we see anything? So far, no. If you like anomaly-style horror games, this is a really good one. The atmosphere is good. The anomalies are noticeable enough that you're not going to miss them. And it's just a really well-done game. It's fun. And going in, you have no idea if there's going to be an anomaly or what type it's going to be. You can go in and, like that previous one we were dealing with, it can look fine. And then all of a sudden, it is not fine. So far, nothing moving. Okay, do we see anything moving up here? No, so far it looks okay. She's still in her portrait. Wonderful. Now, is this the one? There's special audio with each of the characters. You just have to trigger it. It has to be the right... It has to be the right setup, and you have to trigger it. Usually by just watching the character for a couple moments. This one, it doesn't seem like it wants to trigger. Give it a moment. Okay, maybe this isn't the one where it's going to trigger. But I didn't see anything moving, so we can call this one clear. Okay, so obviously we missed something. I suspect it might have been related to the portrait. I have such trust issues with that portrait. And as you can see, our progress got erased. And we're back to square one.
The brutal fire that burned a family alive took place in an isolated cabin in the woods. Two bodies were found calcinated on Sunday
And we
evening
already
after
know
three
that this
hikers
one
noticed a
is
huge
safe.
column of smoke.
So we're just going to move on to the next one. There was probably something with the portrait that I missed. Oh, bugger. Okay, come on. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. You are going to have repeats. So as you can see, we already had that one. If this was the storyline one, you wouldn't get repeats unless you got one wrong. Then it would get thrown back into the mix. The portrait is empty, which means Mom is sitting at the table. Okay, and there's no movement over here. Cabins do kind of tell the story in their own way. So no movement, it's clear. I always double check that portrait because there's one anomaly. If you look closely, you can actually notice it from outside, where the best way I can explain it is the black background looks almost liquidy. It's just got a shiny, glossy quality to it. Moving. She's still in her portrait. She can stay in her freaking portrait. Okay, no movement here. Oh, bugger. Guess who's standing out on the porch now? Alright, so let's see if we can trigger the special audio on this one. Should be able to. I think. There we go.
I'm not your daughter anymore. You can't hurt me.
And there we go. So that's an example of one of the special audios that you can trigger. And there was definitely movement, so danger button and goodbye, Mama. Okay, and the inside of the cabin sometimes changes. As you can see, everything is upside down, but that doesn't count as an anomaly. In other anomaly style games it would, but in this case, seeing as you're looking for movement and nothing is actually moving, this one is actually all clear. And we're gonna go back. Please don't do the thing. You did the thing. You did the thing. I do slightly have the advantage in that I've already seen all of the anomalies, but this game still has really good replay value because you never know which anomaly you might end up dealing with if one pops up. So it does keep you guessing, and especially on random mode, you have no idea what you might end up dealing with. In the settings, you can toggle how much head bobbing there is. So if you find it a little harder to tell if something's moving because of the head bobbing, you can turn that down. Get these doors closed. Not seeing anything moving. Does feel like her eyes are following you. But I don't think that one is... That's the one that always makes me second guess myself, but it looks like this time it was good. So. Oh. Bugger. We're gonna end it off with another Nightmare Fuel 1. Because if those smiles don't haunt your dreams, I don't know what will. So, that one is all clear. And I think that's going to be it for me for tonight, probies. Get some rest. I'll see you next time.